I've talked about this before, and I hate to rain on your parade, but there are few ships that bother me as much as Tamlin and Elaine do. Like, this isn't even just because I ship Tamlin and Elaine with separate people and I'm pretty passionate about those ships. It's just this particular combination in general, I feel like it it brings out like the worst parts of the fandom in regards to both of these characters who are both controversial in their own way. On the Elaine side, I feel like it brings out some of the worst critiques of Elaine's character in that, oh, like Elaine wants to be like a pretty pampered princess and Tamlin wants to have a pretty pampered princess. It's why he was so shitty to Feyre. Like Feyre wanted to be out in the world and she wanted to fight, and Tamlin didn't want like a partner who fought. He wanted a partner who stayed home, and Elaine's going to want to stay at home. And that just seems like a really reductive way to think about Elaine's character, where it's like, oh, Tamlin doesn't want someone who's strong and Elaine isn't strong. In reality, Elaine just has different strengths than Feyre. It doesn't mean that she wants to be a pretty pampered princess. She talks a big game about wanting to lead a quiet life, but like her book is coming up. Her life will not be quiet. Also, speaking from like from an Elriel perspective here, pairing Elaine with Tamlin honestly just feels like people don't want Elriel to happen so badly that they'd rather her get with her baby sister's abuser, or the character who was styled as her baby sister's abuser, which he is in according to the narrative. So why that's icky? That's so icky. Like imagine like you got with a dude who's like a shitty ex, and then like your big sister, who you don't have the best relationship with, she gets with that dude, knowing what he put you through? Ew! On the Tamlin side, I feel like, for one, I've always felt like Tamlin had a very homosexual energy around him, which is why I feel like Tamlin and Rhysand were definitely exes back in the day. I'll be real though, I also just really ship this, and I have a hard time, I think, shipping Tamlin with anyone that isn't Jurian right now as the sole member of the Jamlin army. But on a more serious and more than likely heterosexual note, I feel like Tamlin is actually going to be set up for a redemption arc involving Rhysand's sister. Like I've mentioned that before, I do think that she's still alive and she's Rune's mother, and right now she's single because of all the whole business with the Autumn King. So I don't see Tamlin getting with Elaine at this point because Elaine has too much going on in her romantic life that I think throwing in Tamlin, who has all of this unfinished business involving Rhysand and Rhysand's family, I just don't see how that would happen, like for Tamlin and Elaine in the first place. I also think that when it comes to Tamlin and Elaine, people get very confused about the imagery, the symbolism, and the motifs around them because both Tamlin and Elaine are associated with flowers. And it's like, Elaine likes flowers. Tamlin lives in Flower Island. Of course Elaine and Tamlin are going to end up together, when really that's just not the case. Tamlin is like the flower guy, but like he doesn't garden. The flowers just sort of happen because he's the spring guy. Elaine is a gardener. She needs to live somewhere with seasons so that she can deal in every aspect of gardening, the life of growing plants and the death of plants dying and kind of wilting for the winter. Like Elaine needs seasons and Tamlin is not that. I'm so sorry. Like if Tamlain is like your OTP, like I'm not here to yuck your yum. These are the reasons why I personally just don't like it.